In this spiritual fifth generation war, the biggest weapon we wield is truth. This is the No Prisoners Podcast with your host, 451 Actual.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is Hump Day on the No Prisoners Podcast. Kevin has all the accoutrement necessary for a successful episode as we are here on this beautiful Texas morning. Man, that heat dome that we had for the last couple weeks finally breaking wide open. We've had some beautiful evenings of scattered thunderstorms, just real nice light shows, you know, as these isolated systems just move right on by you. And man, oh man, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful family to wake up and share the clown world news with than you fine folks right here in the chat right at this very moment. Good morning, everybody. It is your boy, 451 Actual, 45-1. And Clown World is in full effect, friends. The thrill is gone. That didn't take long. I guess the balloons all deflated. The party horns have gone flaccid. And the Democrats are starting to realize what a mess they're in, as questions are finally starting to be asked about what a Kamala Harris presidency is actually going to look like. Actually. So we're going to be getting into that and much, much more. Jack Smith deciding to double down on the retardation. And then the mainstream media pointing out how Donald Trump was there honoring the 13 servicemen and women and the dozens that were injured during the disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. Oh, his staff got in an altercation. But nothing about the fact that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were nowhere to be found. Where is Joe Biden, by the way? Where is Joe Biden? I mean, the way that you hear the mainstream media talking, it's like the guy doesn't even exist anymore. He just doesn't even exist. Like, what the hell is going on? Do we actually have a president right now, and who is it? So anyway, we're going to get into all that, and of course, the stuff down at the border, super important. Lots of stuff going on. I hope we can get to all of it. And then, of course, we've got all the makings of another super scary global pandemic, guys. A little plandemic action for you as these folks just really want to try this again. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think anybody going to comply. So, yeah, we got lots of stuff to get into, guys. So good morning to you. Let's go ahead and get into saying good morning to all you awesome folks out there. All right, let's see here. Let me back this off just a little bit so I can see. Mr. Tizo, good morning to you. Qhio, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Water Wizard, coming in with a can. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Good morning to you. Come on in here, feller. Get a little smackaroni. There you go. Old Salty Dog, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Wood Geek said, morning, y'all. Working and lurking like always. Already killing it on a hump day. That is what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for being here. The Gray Man said, let's fucking go. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for being here. Space Cookie, good morning to you. Thank you for checking in. I saw Music Man rated us with some awesome folks, so thank you so much for that, Music Man. Again, make sure you guys are following Music Man in the morning. He'll get your day started right all the way up and into the No Prisoners Podcast, so please give him a follow. Zortan PR, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Nuclear Family of 4 gifting the can said, happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday to you as well. Nuclear Family of 4 also asking for some prayers. She said, it is official. My hubby will be a full-time homesteader as of Friday. The money will be tight, but it's been what we've been working towards. And then, this is exactly the same type of thing that happened to me in Nuclear Family of 4. I'm telling you right now. Then she says, we got our electric bill yesterday and it's $521 for the month. I'm totally with you. The energy prices out here are absolutely insane. I had the exact same thing happen to me when I went full time. She said, prayers would be welcomed as we transition to our new normal. Thank you to the NPP family. We know that God will provide all that we need. And I absolutely agree with you. I got a couple of examples here. I pulled these up just real fast. Proverbs 12:11 says, whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. So, again, and listen, Jesus, when he was talking in parables, when he was teaching in parables, almost all of them have to do with cultivating the land. They're all farming stories, pretty much. They have to deal with either making something or doing something with your hands, dealing with the land. I mean, God told Adam, you have dominion. You have dominion over this. That is my purpose for you, is to have dominion over this land, be fruitful and multiply over it, cultivate it, treat it as perfect as a creation as I've made it. And while we may have fallen from that level, guys, there is still so much potential out there for you to do that. Ecclesiastes 11:4 says, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Have faith, take action, even if you don't know how it's going to turn out. Don't wait for the ideal conditions to do something, or you'll miss out on an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, congratulations to you guys. I know God's going to take care of you. And, of course, this family, anything you guys need, you guys know that we've totally got your back. So, thank you so much for being here. And that is some great news. Congratulations, guys. Okay, let's see. Let me keep going here. MAGA Matt, good morning to you. G-Man, what's up, man? Good to see you. And yes, the Maven created fish cam stickers are official. If you guys missed it yesterday, we had fish cam up and running for a stream, which was a lot of fun. Let me see if I can actually get it to work for you guys this morning. I'll pull it up for a couple seconds here. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. I got the lid open, so it's a little bright in there, so you'll have to excuse me. But here you go, guys. Here's a little fish cam action for you. Man, the water looks good today. Woo! Man, it looks good today. But there you go, guys. There's fish cam. There's the live look of the little fishies down there doing their thing. And feeding on the rest of the scraps from the food I gave them just a little while ago. And they look happy. They look healthy. We had a bit of an issue yesterday with the aquaponics system between the sump tanks not filling up equally. And thankfully, there went Tom's fish, by the way. That gold one right there, that was actually Tom's fish. He got himself a koi to go in there as well, just as a nice little pet. But yeah, so everybody looks happy and healthy. We got the clog fixed. Thankfully, Tweak was able to get in there and get that fixed in little to no time because, yeah, we were running out of pumpable water real fast. But crisis averted, and it looks like everybody's happy and healthy. The plants look absolutely insane. I'm telling you guys, I've never seen plants grow this fast. It's pretty wild, dude. It's pretty wild. So there you go. Anyway, little view of fish cam. Keep your eyes out for more of those fish cam streams coming up in the near future. But yeah, there you go. Nice live look at our little tilapia family doing their thing there. So there you go. All right. Kevin, how are you this morning, sir?
Happily here. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Thank you for coming. And what the hell with Mark Zuckerberg and whatever the hell that's all going on. I was observing this while in the kitchen yesterday, just like listening along. I'm thinking to myself as I'm like cleaning. He has a bunker, apparently. And I'm thinking to myself, let's see. I'm putting myself in this realm of, let's say I rub elbows with all of these influencers, all of these political individuals. I've changed my image. I become more attractive for influencing because I run a social media company.
Mm-hmm.
I have I have doubts about this whole thing. I don't it's like, come clean or not, confess or not. Tell us about your bunker. Why do you have it?
Right.
It's like, why are you taking steps to protect yourself in such a way? What's going on, Mark? It's like, okay, so this is what, another distraction? Is this
I'm going
just
to tell you.
simply
Yeah, go
what?
ahead. Go ahead. No, go
And
ahead. You
then
finish your thought, and I'll tell you
and
what I
then
think.
and then with Pavel and things, it's like, are you protecting child predators? Are you interested in the technology coming forth with AI? What is your game on this? It's like, this is what I think. If I were in that position, I'd become bored very easily, because when you have access to that much, what is the word I'm looking for? Material in this life, it's like having the cheat codes to a game. I'd become very bored, but I can't leave the game. It's like the game must go on. I am going to make it very interesting. I'm going to make up stories, especially if I'm a villain. Like if I've been historically known as a villain, I'm going to deliver a proposal, an act so pseudo benevolent that it will trick a lot of people into taking my side. I will disrupt a government, maybe at an international level, just disrupt several government agencies all at once. Because why? Because I'm too rich and I'm fucking bored. But I've got a bunker, so it doesn't matter. I mean, really, come on.
Can I tell you what I think happened, Kevin?
What's up?
So, in regards to the whole COVID thing, okay? When you think back to Mark Zuckerberg at the beginning of the pandemic, and we had a long conversation in the house, kind of between all of us, about what we thought about the whole Zuckerberg coming out and saying he was pressured and he regrets it and blah 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 blah. You have to
Mm-hmm.
look at the lifestyle choices that Mark Zuckerberg has made in recent history. Who has he been
Yes.
hanging out with? Who's he been hanging out with, though, really? He's been hanging out with essentially a whole bunch of Joe Rogans, okay, in the MMA sphere. So you have all of these dudes who are jacked up testosterone wise, right? Mark
Mm-hmm.
Zuckerberg has probably been getting tossed around like a freaking rag doll, all right? But in the midst of that, just like any locker room, just like any camaraderie based situation, and you can attest to this in the military, right? Like sometimes we would just roll and choke each other out, put each other in an armbar, whatever, just for the sake of camaraderie, all right? So in the
Yes.
midst of
Yes.
this, these guys have to be having conversations about health, about wellness, about making
Absolutely.
sure that your temple, your machine, is primed to the highest extent for combat. And in
Absolutely.
the midst of that, of course, they're talking about vaccines. They're talking about their effects on the body. They're talking about, suddenlies. They're talking about the conspiracies. And Zuckerberg in this echo chamber of health and wellness can't escape that. And when you have these people who are transforming your life in one aspect, you would almost have to expect that the armor of gaslighting and whatever had to have been chipped away at some level, okay? Zuckerberg is not stupid. He knew what he was doing. That's why the word regret, right? Like, I knew there was something wrong. There's the videos of him telling the Facebook employees not to go and get the jab. Go out there and push it, but don't actually go get it yourself. But now has the sense of camaraderie and teammanship and like that support system, not the echo chamber of the Silicon Valley, let's just lick the boots of the government movement. Because you're right, he's seeing what's happening to people like Pavel, whatever. And he sees what's happening to Elon Musk. He sees what's happening to the free speech narrative. And he knows that, like, the whole COVID campaign thing was just the government kicking the United States down the slippery slope of censorship. And so he knows that he's got to set himself apart from that because people are waking up in mass numbers as to what is going on. So I don't trust Zuckerberg still. I think that there should be some accountability, even if he wants to come out and say, oh, look at me, I made a mistake, I'm so sorry. But at the same time, we have to allow him to come out and put these people on blast. Like, let it all out, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just like you were saying, Kevin, like, what else? Like, why do you have that bunker? What else is it that you know? And so and Tom from America Floats brought this up, and it's a great point. He said, you know, if we set the precedent where these people who know that they made a mistake and are coming clean, if we're automatically just like, off with their heads, then that's going to cause that hesitancy for anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm not saying off with his head. I'm just saying I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And you know what? And I don't need to trust him. I have my own mind. It's like, I'm not very passionately invested in Mark Zuckerberg because he's inconsequential to me. Now, who he was consequential to were to people like my husband who believe the bullshit. So I'm going to take that adjective out. I'm going to leave little out of this statement. I'm not amused. I'm not amused with Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm not amused with what happened over the past several years with all this medical fear campaigning, which made no sense to me from almost the very beginning. At the very beginning, to be quite honest and 100, I entertained that it could be real. I, along with Bruce, we had conversations on like what to do in case one of us developed pulmonary distress, how to address it, how to clear the lungs. We went over our medical pragmatic systems on how to take care of each other and his kids in case anything were to happen.
Yeah.
A few months later, and let me fix that too. A few months later, I realized that the pathogen was not acting in a way which indicated that it was of great peril to civilization at large. And then I started to question the whole rollout of warp speed. Like Trump, I do. I like Trump's policies. Did I trust his medical? Absolutely not, especially when they brought out Dr. Fauci. Because I remember Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci. Yeah, Dr. Fauci killed a lot of my acquaintances and friends. They made a fucking quilt about all the people Dr. Fauci killed. Was no talk about a COVID quilt, though, interestingly enough. No memorials or anything like that. Not like AIDS. Not like when we had AZT and DDI and all those drugs. So when they started rolling out these drugs and I started doing research into how the mechanics of these drugs worked, I realized very quickly they're going to give people a retrovirus. Great. So Mark, and along with Susan Wojcicki and the WHO, the CDC, the Biden-Harris residency, all of that, I can forgive you, but I will never forget what you fucking monsters did. I will
That's
never
right.
forget what you monsters did.
Yes.
And that's forgot. On a happy note, though, I see Belushi has entered the chat. Yes.
Yes, Belushi. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the 451 gold pills. Said sup, boys. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Looks like Belushi on his way to vacation mode, Kevin. He's looks like he's going to a lake house next week. That's awesome. Hopefully you get some good rest. And, yeah, we'll
guess
see you.
I'm going to have to get my guest bedroom ready because I didn't realize he was coming over.
That's too funny. 412 Productions, Adel Nero in the house with 412 gold pills. Said, keep crushing, guys. Yes, we will. And we'll be crushing with him later on this afternoon. Can't wait. It's going to be so awesome.
We will make America great again.
Yes,
we will. And we will be on with Deplorable Discussions starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time, guys, 3 p.m. Central. We'll be hanging out with the whole crew and Adel Nero over there. So make sure you guys, if you're not already following 412, which, I mean, of course you are, but if you're not, please go over and follow him now. If you guys are over on those other platforms, come over and follow him on Pilled because he does the exact same thing that I do. We shut the show off at the top of the hour. We only got a half an hour. Oh my goodness, it's like a star-studded event here right now.
I know. I see Scott's coming too.
We got Belushi. We got Scott. We got 412. I mean, come on, man. Dang, we fired up this morning. Everybody knows the thrill is gone. Everybody knows the thrill is gone. So the fact that we're going to be getting into that this morning is so amazing. And speaking of amazing,
Wait a minute.
Here.
Wait a minute.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, Feisty. Feisty is amazing. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy in the last 24 hours. We've got Suave and Debonair, Adel Nero, and now we've got Feisty joining us. It's like a beauty overload.
I'm telling you.
Feisty can't hear. Feisty can't hear what I'm saying.
A single thing. No, she's giving you tons of accolades.
Kevin,
right?
I
love you. I love you too.
I just love you.
Love you too.
All right. You ready to get into this? Are you hopping in to listen along at least? Just listen.
My other earbuds.
Okay. All right.
The other.
Yes. Okay. All right, well, let's get into it. We got a couple of openers here for you guys. Nothing too crazy out there. We got some hump-happy dolphins going on that we're going to talk about. But first, we've got some Japan issuing emergency warning as Typhoon Shanshan approaches. Authorities on Kyushu and Honshu order evacuations, and carmaker Toyota suspends operations at 14 plants. So the Japan Meteorological Agency on Wednesday estimated that Typhoon Shanshan was situated about 43 miles from Yakushima Island at 2 p.m. heading north towards Kagoshima and Miyazaki prefectures on the southeastern island, public broadcaster NHK reported. So there is a big old typhoon heading over towards Japan, so they're shutting down a bunch of stuff. We'll see how that plays out, but prayers for all the folks over there. But, they need to be issuing a different type of warning over here in Japan there, Kevin, because they got a bigger problem on their hands.
Ooh. What is it?
Yes. It is a sexually frustrated dolphin is accused of sexually assaulting and injuring 45 people in Osaka Bay, Japan.
That is just like them. That is just like them, those Japanese dolphins and those freaking squids with their tentacles all over the place.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Dolphins raping everybody out here.
And including your waifu, because, Yeah, I know no one here has a waifu, but someone eventually is going to come across this video.
Oh my
Your waifu is in danger.
All right, I'm shifting again. Here we go. We're gonna bring this a
No,
little bit larger.
oh gosh.
Yes, we
okay.
are. The bottlenose dolphin is accused of going on a multi-year rampage, sexually assaulting beachgoers about 200 miles west of Tokyo. The dolphin will reportedly bite people and rub its genitals on them if they get close. Dolphins, when they are mating, can be very wild. No, man, come on. Wild dolphins? Come on. They'll bite your head if you're wearing steak on it. Dolphins, when they're mating, can be very wild, said marine researcher Putu Mustika. Researchers don't have definitive proof that all of the attacks are from the same dolphin, but agree that it's likely the same dolphin. Yes. It is responsible to assume that the same individual, as the wounds on the tail fin are similar of those of the dolphin seen off the coast last year, said a professor in Japan, Tadamichi Morisaki. And here's a picture of that dolphin.
Good.
So if
Gosh,
you guys
murder their names. You really murder
you-
their names. Okay.
yeah, I do.
Ooh.
But if you see the
Ooh.
dolphin out there, make sure you guys call the Japanese authorities immediately and get the I don't know, take him to school. I don't have a fish joke for that, but it's Bill Clinton. It's Bill Clinton in a suit. All right.
Put them in a pod.
Couple in a Lamborghini are kidnapped and beaten while house hunting, says police. A couple in their 50s were kidnapped and assaulted this weekend while house hunting in Connecticut. The incident occurred on Sunday afternoon in the city of Danbury when a group of 6 men intentionally rear-ended the couple's Lamborghini sports car before forcing them into the back of a van. The men, all of whom live in Florida, beat the couple with a baseball bat, duct taped their hands and feet, and covered the male victim's eyes. Some members of the group then drove off with the Lamborghini while the others sought to escape with the victims in the van.
Oh, hold
See-
up. Is that why Mika and Joe are not on Morning Joe right now?
Ooh, probably. That's probably
Oh,
it.
no.
It seems like
Okay.
they were struck with a bat, Sergeant Stephen Castrovinci said of the kidnapped couple, as quoted by ABC News New York City station WABC. The male victim was pretty bruised, pretty swollen, and they indicated that they were struck with a bat several times. A witness alerted law enforcement and followed the van until it lost control and crashed. Police were then able to apprehend 4 men in the van and free the kidnapped couple. The other 2 men were arrested later. So, that's some crime going on in Florida. We'll have to see if what the suspects, because they don't really give them any type of description here. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the names. Here's the names, guys. If you want to take a stab, maybe you want to take a stab at where they come from. Angel Barrero, Ronaldo Diaz, Anthony Pena, Josu or Josu Romero,
Josue.
Ricardo Jose Romero, Ricardo Estrada, and Michael Rivas, 18. Yeah, so just a bunch of young doctors and philosophers here that I'm sure totally made their way across the southern border lawfully, and they're here to contribute to society by rear-ending Lamborghinis and beating people with a bat. So, that's some good use of tax dollars there, as I'm sure they'll just be turned right back out on the street. Okay.
That's horrible. That is horrible. You don't expect that. I mean, who expects that? Oh, baby, let's go and go find a new
house
domicile.
shopping. Yeah.
Let's go house shopping
In our
and get our asses.
Lamborghini. They won't ask us about our credit if we show up in a Lambo.
Oh, I might. I would definitely ask about your credit. I would definitely ask for your title and prove it's not a rental. Because, a lot of people do that shit.
Right.
They go and
We're
rent
gonna go
a
house shopping in a
luxury
rented Lamborghini.
Yes.
It's a good idea. I show up with my Ram with a ratchet strap, keeping the sideboards on. They're like, "Oh God, this guy ain't buying shit." Anyway,
now that we had the lesson on ratchet straps, by the way, have you learned how to tuck your straps now?
I have. Yes, yeah.
Good.
Everybody needs to learn how to tuck their straps. You hear me?
And by the way, I'm actually hearing myself now over your mic. Am I coming through too hot now?
Are you? Are you hearing
I don't know,
yourself?
but Bois Blanc just gifted a cookie. That's pretty
I have my
hot.
headphones on. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
turn this off. We'll see if that works.
No. Ugh,
Is
more
it better?
more looking for an audience response than
Paka!
your
Cha-cha-cha!
response. But
Okay.
yes. Okay. Got
Well,
Bois
we
Blanc
have,
over here giving us a cookie.
yes, Boys Blanc, thank you so much for the cookie. Greatly appreciated. And good morning to you. Thank you so much for that. Good to see you. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Well, have some problems if you go to Austria for brain surgery, because apparently they're letting their kids drill into your heads now. Austrian doctor is fired after letting his 13-year-old daughter drill a hole in a patient's head. It wasn't even take your daughter to work day. An unnamed Austrian neurosurgeon is under criminal investigation after letting his 13-year-old daughter drill a hole into some guy's head during a surgical procedure. The patient was a 33-year-old man who had been injured in a forestry accident. He needed emergency surgery at Graz University Hospital in Graz, Austria back in January. The surgeon's daughter was somehow allowed to drill a hole into the patient's skull. The surgery was successful, so good for her. I hope she has a bright future as a neurosurgeon ahead of her. But also, WTF, why didn't anyone stop this? According to Kronen Zeitung, an Austrian newspaper, the case finally came to light after someone filed an anonymous complaint back in April. The worst part about that is that the poor patient who had the middle schooler drilling into his skull first found out about all of this through media reports, even then he wasn't officially informed by police until July. The neurosurgeon and one other specialist involved in the surgery have been fired. 5 other people involved in the procedure are now under investigation. According to the patient's lawyer, the hospital hasn't even issued an apology or an explanation as to how this could have happened.
I wouldn't apologize either. You want to know why? I'm actually
ahead.
for this. You want to know why I'm for this? Because I believe in internships. I believe in on-the-job training. I believe in that
And
stuff.
child
I
labor.
believe that. And if she, you know what? I worked on a farm. I help deliver. So in a way, I perform medical procedures on animals, like helping delivering calves, helping
This
like,
is
take care of.
neurosurgery on a human being, Kevin.
Look, it's drilling a freaking hole through some tissue. Okay, that's all it is, really. It's all tissue. It's like at some point, and besides, the drills have guards on them, so you can only go so deep. It's not like she grabbed a Black & Decker with a raw drill bit and just went to town on this guy. It's like there are safeguards. So I applaud him. Maybe it's because I'm German too. And so that Austrian thing, I'm okay with it. It's like
Gotta learn sometime.
You're teaching your kid a valuable skill, and I defend this. It's like I'm not big on universities and colleges anyway. It's like
My 13-year-old daughter drilled a hole in your head. Isn't that weird?
Weird that I'm still alive, yeah. But very good. May I meet the matron? Yes. Yes.
All right.
Philadelphia.
Yes. Yeah, the youth of the nation, and everything is fine.
Is that what you think I just said?
I don't know what you said, but
it works. It works. Okay.
Yeah. We are the youth of the nation. We are. Anyway, yes, Philadelphia police say child as young as 10 among 2 sought in armed carjackings. Yeah, Philadelphia is doing great, guys.
And what would you rather have? Oh, go on. Sorry.
I mean, if you're going to have 10-year-olds out here carjacking, just send the midgets out. Can we just have some midget carjackings and maybe not children as young as 10?
I would prefer that they be adults, yes. However,
or they're on stilts maybe to reach the pedal.
If these 10-year-olds had parents who actually cared about their future, they'd be teaching them how to drill a hole into a skull.
Don't you dare question the parents, okay? They just had all of their food stamps and other welfare benefits taken by illegal aliens, so they have a reason to be out here robbing people, okay?
They voted for the shit. Fuck them.
Did they, though? The Philadelphia Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying 2 young armed carjackers, including one who investigators believe could be as young as 10. Police shared a video of the suspects accused of committing 4 carjackings at gunpoint in North Philadelphia between August 16th and 22nd. The first incident happened just before 10 p.m. on the 16th when 2 suspects approached a victim who was sitting outside of his vehicle on Girard Avenue. The suspects, armed with a handgun, walked up on foot and took the man's vehicle. On August 18th, police alleged the 2 suspects approached another man who was sitting in his vehicle on West Cumberland Street around 2 a.m. The suspects were allegedly armed with a handgun when they took the man's vehicle. Both suspects were seen on camera walking towards the street. The third incident happened about 4:45 a.m. on the 21st on West Ontario Street. Police said the victim was sitting in his parked vehicle when the suspects approached the vehicle, knocked on the window with a handgun, and stole it. Police added that the suspects were involved in an auto crash on Allegheny Avenue with the vehicle taken during the second incident before robbing victim number 3 of his vehicle. So there you go. One of the suspects is described as a 17-year-old boy standing 5'8". The second suspect is described as a black male between the ages of 10 and 12, standing 4'8", with puffy hair. Police urged the public not to approach the suspects if they see them, and instead call 911 immediately. So there you go. If you guys live in Philadelphia, watch out, because they're not just stealing lunch money anymore. Anyway.
Riley from the Boondocks would be so animated about that. You guys familiar with the Boondocks?
Yes.
Animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some of you may not be. Anyway, if you haven't ever caught the Boondocks, go catch a series of the Boondocks. You'll understand my reference later. Please educate yourself. Thank you.
Do it. Do your own research.
Yes.
Greek tanker attacked in Red Sea appears to be leaking oil. The Greek-flagged Suyunion crude oil tanker is still on fire after being attacked by Yemen's Houthi group last week and appears to be leaking oil. The vessel is carrying about 1 million barrels of crude, according to Pentagon spokesperson Air Force Major General Patrick Ryder. The United States is aware of a third party that attempted to send two tugs to the vessel to help salvage, but they were warned away by the Houthis and threatened with being attacked. The Suyunion was attacked on August 21st by multiple projectiles off Yemen's port city of Hodeidah. The Iran-aligned Houthis have been targeting shipping in the Red Sea area since November in what they call an act of solidarity with Palestinians in the Gaza Strip because of Israel's continuing genocide, we'll just call it, on the enclave.
Oh
the leaking tanker is both a navigational hazard and potential environmental catastrophe. These are simply reckless acts of terrorism which continue to destabilize global and regional commerce, put the lives of innocent civilian mariners at risk, and imperil the vibrant maritime ecosystem in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, the Houthis' own backyard, Ryder said. The European Union's Red Sea Naval Mission responded to a request from the shipping company and the vessel's captain and dispatched a unit to provide protection of the crew of 23 Filipinos and 2 Russians. The crew abandoned the vessel and were rescued by the EU mission. There were no reports of injuries. Houthi military spokesman Yahya Saree said the vessel was targeted because its operator, Athens-based Delta Tankers, violated its ban on entry to the ports of occupied Palestine. The Suyunion was the third vessel operated by Delta Tankers to be attacked in the Red Sea this month. It was sailing from Iraq to Greece when it was attacked on August 21st, according to Ryder. The Yemeni group has sunk 2 ships and killed at least 3 crew members since it began attacking ships with ties to Israel. Its actions have affected global shipping, prompting many ship owners to avoid the Red Sea region and send their vessels on lengthier and more costly routes around the southern tip of Africa. So there you go. Let's see. Fed up with her mail being stolen, this lady sent herself an AirTag to catch the thieves. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and skip this one. Let's get into this right here. What?
We're just going to skip it.
Yeah, let's get. I mean, smart move. If somebody's stealing your mail, put an AirTag in it. Problem solved.
I was actually interested in where this was going at. This is an article I didn't read, but you know what? Fine. Oh, by the way.
Back up.
May I just say something? Good morning to
Yes.
Woodgeek and Deplorable Casanova over there on Rumble. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys have a Pilled account because we're in 20 minutes.
Yes.
We're leaving Home Depot. We're leaving Rumble. Anyway, Lowe's changes some DEI policies amid legal attacks on diversity programs and activist pressure. Home improvement chain Lowe's is scaling back its DEI policies, joining the ranks of a few other companies who have altered their programs since the end of affirmative action in higher education and amid conservative backlash. In an internal memo shared by Lowe's with the Associated Press, its executive leadership said the retailer began reviewing its programs following the court's July 2023 ruling, and the company recently decided to combine its resource groups, which were for individual groups representing diverse sections of our associate population, into one umbrella organization. The retailer also will no longer participate in an annual survey by the Human Rights Campaign that measures workplace inclusion for the LGBTQ plus employees, and will also stop sponsoring and participating in events such as festivals and parades that are outside of its business areas. The changes were made to ensure Lowe's policies are lawful and aligned with its commitment to include everyone. We may make additional changes over time, the company's leadership team said in the memo. What will not change, though, is our commitment to our people. Robbie Starbuck, a conservative political commentator who has gone after companies like Tractor Supply and John Deere, took credit for the changes Monday in a post on X, saying that he had approached a Lowe's executive online last week and detailed his plans to expose the company over its hiring policies and other topics, such as LGBTQ plus employee resource groups and funding for pride events. However, Lowe's spokesperson Steve Salazar pushed back on that claim in an email Tuesday, noting that Starbucks' outreach came after the company had already announced changes that had long been in the process internally. The company memo did not specify when exactly these changes would be implemented, but noted that they were discussed in an August 21st meeting. Over the last week, Lowe's has knocked down a different claim spreading on social media in which digitally altered image quoted Lowe's CEO Marvin Ellison as saying that conservatives who didn't like the company's values should instead shop at rival Home Depot. Don't make me do that. Home Depot sucks. You know why Home Depot sucks? Because they put everything out in the middle of the damn aisles. So it's like, oh, hey, guess what? Yeah, sure, we sell 10 and 12-foot sections of PVC and lumber, but good luck getting that through anywhere to get to the checkout because all of our aisles are full of crap that just block you from maneuvering any type of lengthy crap around in our store. Oh, and by the way, good luck finding anybody who actually works here because they don't exist.
Yeah, and when you find someone, they don't know anything. Like, they don't know anything about their products. They don't know where they're located. They don't know what they do. You can't. Oh my gosh, Home Depot sucks.
All the PVC parts are all mixed and mashed together. It's like you're looking for one specific thing and they've got like 3 other parts in there. Like, does nobody go back through and reorganize these? Like, what is going on here? Anyway.
Yeah.
For his part, Ellison has diversified the company's ranks, adding more women and ethnically diverse leaders since taking the helm in 2018. Ellison, who is black and grew up in segregated rural Tennessee, has also been outspoken about racism since the police killing of George Floyd, which sparked major protests for racial justice in 2020. Well, don't try to spend fake 20s at Lowe's. I guarantee you they don't take them either. Hypocrite. Criticism of such DEI policies has extended well beyond Lowe's to companies across all industries. They include boycott calls on social media, as well as legal attacks, following the Supreme Court's affirmative action ruling, which many anti-DEI activists want to use to set similar precedent in the working world. Well, why wouldn't you? You mean you can't favor a certain race over another? That kind of sounds like racism in and of itself. But no. It's all about inclusion. I got it. Starbucks, who has a sizable following on X, has used the platform as a megaphone to target DEI policies. Okay, we already got all that. You already mentioned that. Now you're just whining about it. Let's see.
Well, if he's whining about it, put a sad violin to it. Make it an epic read.
Who
I
wrote
mean,
this?
shit. If we've got somebody whining, let's use it.
This is by Hallelujah Hedero.
I love the name.
Okay. And Wyatt Grantham Phillips. So yeah, we got a hyphenated name here, so you know they're all into the diversity hire.
Could you imagine the mother? Okay, the mother gives birth. It's like, and you name this child. Hallelujah, that thing. Those shoulders. Oh my gosh. It was just think about, you think about giving birth. I'll never know. Men will never know. But women know. How many of you wanted to call your child Hallelujah after that baby came struggling on out? I mean, I imagine it's a thing. Okay.
Feisty's over there yelling about something. I have no idea what it is, but she's yelling about something to do with this. Oh, here she comes. She's coming across the house.
What is she?
No.
No, what?
Give your children normal names. What is wrong with people? That's insane. I would never name my child that.
Poor Hallelujah. Hallelujah never hurt
know.
you.
It's not even spelled right either.
What's nice though is thankfully, like I've been reading different articles, and I know there was one where this judge changed a child's name
Yes.
because the parents named it just something. I can't remember what it was, but it was awful. And the judge is like, no, that's just cruel, and change the
Your
name.
new name is Justice.
Yeah.
Your new name is Justice.
No, I wouldn't even do that.
Your new name is the law.
Well, I've got
All
something
right.
to say about people named Justice. Every person I've known named Justice is an alcoholic. Let me know in chat if you have the same story. So,
Let me know.
raging alcoholic.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, Lyft is testing a new rider verification safety measure. It'll be available to passengers in 9 cities for starters. I wonder why they're starting in the cities, Kevin. Lyft is piloting its own rider verification program, much as Uber did earlier this year. This feature confirms to drivers that the person getting in their vehicle is who they say they are. The program is first launching in Atlanta, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, Houston, Jacksonville, Miami, Phoenix, and Seattle. Lyft will confirm riders' legal names using third-party databases, but has not disclosed which services it is using. If a rider is unable to be verified in one of those unspecified databases, they can also provide a government ID, such as a driver's license, passport, or state ID card in order to be verified. Don't need it for voting, though. That's racist. Once a rider completes the process, drivers will see a verification badge on that person's profile. For now, at least, the verification process isn't mandatory, although Lyft's frequently asked questions says that if riders are highly encouraged to participate. If the program works as Lyft is expecting, then drivers may be more inclined to accept requests from verified riders, and unverified riders could see longer wait times. Ride-sharing poses significant safety risks for the drivers. Between 2017 and 19, Lyft received more than 4,000 reports of sexual assault, though it did not differentiate between those allegedly committed against drivers versus passengers. Driving gig workers also face the risk of carjacking and other violent crimes. The hope is that the verification programs like this one could make drivers feel more at ease when letting a stranger into their vehicle. One of Lyft's other recent measures to improve driver safety is the Women Plus Connect feature, which was expanded in more cities in February. So, little rider verification, huh?
This is so dumb. This is so dumb, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, is going to increase the costs for this service. Number two, we used to have a thing called taxis. You never know who you're going to get in your taxi, but you did know this. You knew as a passenger of a taxi, your driver was probably strapped. And if your driver wasn't strapped, your driver had control enough of the situation that if you messed with the driver, you might get cut, you might get hit with a crowbar, any number of things, because those
Trunk
taxi
monkey.
cabs, you could become a trunk monkey. Or there could be a trunk monkey waiting for you. It's just, you never know. Taxi cab drivers did not mess around back in my day. And I was through several cities where you don't mess with the cab driver. So miss me with these mimbly-pimbly gig drivers who don't have the cojones. Even the women who drove taxi, you did not mess with them. They would mess your life up if you messed with them. So I don't know what went wrong. I think people got too damn soft and these are DEI hires being placed in these gig opportunities for driving people around. No, give me a person with the merits of a warrior, because almost every taxi cab driver I knew took no crap from anyone. Are we just adding on?
The Trunk Monkey Theft Retrieval System. Because sometimes getting your car back is simply not enough. Another revolutionary idea you'll only find at Suburban Auto.
Racist, and I love it.
Vicious.
Get yourself a Trunk Monkey right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Gracious. So I'm curious. So they're wanting to verify new users.
Yeah.
Just writers.
Whatever. Who's doing the verification process? Israel?
They won't specify the database that they're getting it from.
There you go.
Very good question. We're moving into that.
Don't worry, nothing to see.
Very good question.
Yeah. Just give them all your information.
It's for your health and safety.
That's right.
Yeah. We're just going to store your information. I mean, it's secure, right? Like, just like everybody's social security number just got stolen again, all of your personal information that you're going to upload onto the Lyft app is going to be totally secure.
Guys, we are living in a day and age where certain light bulbs need to have an account in order to operate. I'm just saying.
I know.
Are you guys aware of this? Certain light bulbs need to have a freaking account in order to use them. Like the color changing ones mainly.
They can't hear
Have you noticed how many of your electronics you need to have registered with an account before they become usable? Have you noticed?
Yes.
What's up?
Chat was saying they couldn't hear Feisty, so you just gotta.
I see that
really
now.
Get in there. Get in there. Yeah. Get in there. Yeah.
I don't like to raise my voice. You know that.
Or provide a proper space for Feisty.
Listen,
so she can,
she's working today.
Right?
She's working on some other stuff today, so she's really not. She wasn't even really planning on coming in here too much, but she can't help herself.
Yes,
which I love.
Well, that's fabulous.
All right.
You know what else is fabulous though? Daisy chains. Did you check out that 1,000 gold pill donation from Daisy Chains? Yes.
I did. Yes. Thank you so much for the 1,000 gold pills. She said, cheers, BDE Brigade. Yes. Cheers to you as well, Daisy Chains. Thank you so much for being here. Come on.
Look at that big ass. Look at that big juicy booty.
Persian Cucumber said, you mean you don't want your car's heated seats to be a subscription service, Kevin?
Why? That's crazy. That's nuts. Everything about the subscription service is, oh my gosh. Gosh. Why would people even go for that shit?
Health and safety.
Do people just want to be tagged and tracked? Is that what people want, really?
Yes. Yeah, govern me harder, Daddy, says Feisty. All right, Wisconsin parents challenge Title IX changes during the school board meeting. Boys are boys and girls are girls. At a school district meeting in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, unleashed fierce debate among parents and community members while deliberating the local implementation of new Title IX rules. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that you guys are even considering letting bathrooms and locker rooms be co-ed. I don't care how they identify or whatever kind of delusion people live in, whatever kind of mental disease they have. Boys are boys and girls are girls. It's simple and basic. It's always been that way, and that's why we have separate bathrooms, said Josh Vinola, member of the local Moms for Liberty Facebook group, said during the August 14th meeting. Mm-hmm. Well, Josh seems to be a little confused because you're definitely not a mom, but we'll let it slide. I don't understand what's going on with you guys that we're even considering this. You guys need to say, no, absolutely not, and come back to reality. Let's see. Whoops. Okay, well, that's interesting. Not sure how that opened up, but okay. Fox
Months
News
and
is
months
so
and
broken.
months ago. Yeah, it is. It is a bit. Months and months ago, I'm going to say this quickly. In fact, I've been saying it for years. Title IX, ever since Obama meddled with it, I've been warning people about Title IX and how it would change the environment for the children and stuff like that and open them up to predatory practices and things. I know in the audiences I spoke to, a lot of people took it seriously. It is not too late to turn back the clock on what has happened with Title IX, but it needs to be addressed in every community where it's being corrupted. It needs to be addressed.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we got just a couple more stories here, and then we're going to be going to commercial, guys. So it may go a little over the top of the hour, but just be aware that we are going to be shutting off Rumble and the other platforms and going Pilled exclusive here in just a few minutes. We're going to start off with this one. Secret Service agents from Trump shooting are not being disciplined. They're actually working at home instead. Reports have been circulating since last week that 5 Secret Service employees involved in the security failures that led to Donald Trump nearly being assassinated have been placed on leave. However, the Washington Post reported on Monday that those agents aren't actually being disciplined. Instead, they get to work from home on non-operational duties. The 5 agents were told to telework, which is not disciplinary action and does not involve any finding of possible wrongdoing. In response to the news, a Secret Service spokeswoman reportedly said, "We are examining the processes, procedures, and factors that led to this operational failure. The U.S. Secret Service holds our personnel to the highest professional standards, which is why they can't put their firearm back in their holster, and any identified substantiated violations of policy will be investigated by the Office of Professional Responsibility for potential disciplinary action. Given this personnel matter, we are not in a position to comment further." The 5 agents reportedly include 3 agents as well as Timothy Burke, the special agent in charge of the Secret Service Pittsburgh field office since 2016. There's his name. Burke reportedly oversaw the security plan for the Butler campaign event and was also an agent on Trump's security detail who visited Butler ahead of the visit to help with that plan. According to Jim Jordan, Burke told the Secret Service ahead of July 13th that his agency had limited resources for the Trump rally because it was also covering the North Atlantic Treaty Organization summit in Washington, D.C. Oh, and Jill Biden, by the way, the Dr. Jill. She had plenty of security added on, but let's not go there. Empower Oversight President Tristan Levitt, whose organization represents federal whistleblowers, blasted the Secret Service for failing to hold its agents accountable for their failures. Admin leave is a paid status where you are not permitted to come into work days on the bricks or on the beach, as federal agents often call it. That's not what's happening here, he said. In a letter earlier this month to the Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe, Hawley called for the lead site agent for the Trump shooting to be suspended immediately. Hawley said whistleblowers have given him disturbing information about the Secret Service lead site agent's track record. That agent reportedly is a female. Oh, so we don't know her name.
Does it matter, though? Does it matter the sex of the agent?
It doesn't.
It's just, can they do their job? Apparently not.
No, they cannot. Get them out of there.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Before we get into the thrill being gone, we're going to take a look at these here real quick. Memes, GIFs, and selfies, how social media is influencing political campaigns. How Harris and Trump choose to connect with young voters online could make or break their presidential campaigns. For the first time in history, the DNC credentialed more than 200 content creators to have front row seat to cover the event. Oh, wow. Giving them an equivalent status to establishment media professionals. The convention spotlighted 5 influencers who spoke on stage for the program. According to convention officials, those 5 individuals have a combined of 23 million followers. According to DNC staff, in total, all of the content creators who participated in the convention had a capacity to reach 500 million accounts on a variety of platforms. In a statement to Politico, DNC spokesperson Emily Soong said the 2024 event ranked in the 350 million views on partner-created content across the 4 days of the convention. Democrats built a convention that prioritized reaching the American people where they are. Alongside members of the media, content creators were critical to bringing the convention experience and the story of the Harris Walls ticket to the voters that will decide this election. Yeah, I'm sure they were all looking at the party and the vibe, and they're like, wow, this totally represents what's actually happening outside those walls. As the media and information...
Antoinette.
Yeah, exactly. As the media and information landscape continues to shift, Democrats will keep finding new and innovative ways to reach the American people on every platform in every corner of the country. Soong also added that the influencers invited the DNC had unique ability to speak authentically to their own communities, which included the LGBTQ plus community, abortion activists, people of color, and first-time voters.
Yes. Yeah, I felt really spoken to. It really reached me. I really got the vibe.
Harris became the party's nominee. Social media has seemingly exploded with memes, TikTok dances, and videos dedicated to the vice president. This has helped the campaign shore up support with young voters who were lagging in enthusiasm when Biden led the ticket, and the new online strategies helped them engage Gen Z and millennial voters. A poll conducted by ABC, The Washington Post, and Ipsos found that Harris is winning voters 18 through 39, 59% versus Donald Trump's 34%, improving on Biden's margins by about 10 points. Anyway. So, as that's going on.
What?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, they won't tell you that.
Do they even provide a sample size?
Okay.
Why? You know what?
Do that.
These are the things which piss off statisticians, people who are trained in that and have life experience, work experience, and statistics. If you're not providing a sample size, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Oh. Well, you want to see that enthusiasm? You want to see the way that they're reaching these young voters? Check out this TikTok, guys. Check out this TikTok by DemGovs on TikTok. If you are Gen Z or a younger millennial, a first-time voter, LGBTQ, this is for you, man. I mean, this is some hard-hitting stuff, Kevin.
Okay. You know what? Before you even begin, may I just say something? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. This is like the back room of some warehouse somewhere. This is like, I can see the pipe. I can see the plumbing. I can see, it's like, they just said, hey, guys. It's like, let's do something really fun out here in this janitorial freaking service entry right here without any accoutrements or anything. What?
It's got the floor lighting.
You know what it smells like?
Floor lighting back there.
Yes. It's just awful. It's like, this is your communist, whatever, fucking calling it. I've been swearing a lot this morning on a Wednesday. I am so sorry. But it is just, it's garbage in, garbage out with me today. This smells like cheap Chinese buffet with bad air conditioning is what this smells like.
Oh, yeah.
You can smell the soy sauce rotting even more.
Right. Yeah, and you're walking up, and you're walking up to the hibachi, right? The cheap knockoff hibachi that's actually just a Blackstone grill, and they've made it look like it's like an actual hibachi, and you smell the BO and the shrimp mixture as you're getting pre-cooked frozen shrimp tossed at you.
Yeah, and in this case, it smells like Lumi when you first put it on, I guess, because I heard it smells terrible. It smells like denture cream and and
smells
Vagisil.
like a feminine.
I'm so sorry. A feminomenon, which, I do not hate females. These women, though, are just so freaking nasty. It's just nasty. Nasty. You know what's not nasty, though, is that right there. Because someone give us some love over here.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, salty dog.
Yes.
Glorious bastard you. Thank you so much. For the ship said, much love, fam. Working and lurking with an 07 salute. You are so awesome. Get in here. Well, guys, we're going to dive into the phenomenon that is Kamala Harris's campaign. Although I don't think that the thrill is hanging around anymore, just like we won't be hanging around on Rumble or any of these other platforms because we are fixing to head to pilled.net exclusively. Hopefully you guys will join us over here. Come and make an account, pilled.net, search for No Prisoners Podcast. Come and join this awesome family that is hanging out on the best free speech platform that exists. Again, that is pilled.net. If not, we'll see you guys on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Take no prisoners out there. Let's go.